Hi there, my friends. Namaste. I'm Joe Loftis of Nuit Astrology. Welcome to your planetary energy forecast for the week of April the 17th, 2023. Thank you for joining me here today in front of the garden, and I'm here with Sister Nettle. Now, if you know stinging nettle, you know it's a plant that has these little spines on it when you touch it, which can be a really useful healing property. Actually, the stinging can sometimes alleviate arthritis or things like that. But I feel like it's a really good metaphor for this week, actually, because we're entering eclipse season, and so things could be a little prickly. Things could be a little difficult, but that's the nature of them. Don't discard them just because they're difficult. Don't feel like, even if something challenging occurs, don't try to view it as a negative thing. Try to see what the goodness is, and like our sister Nettle here, know how to work with the energy so that you get a positive outcome and you get the gains. It's very much feels to me like it's like a 10 of swords in tarot, right? Where the guy's like face down in the field and all those swords are like, wah, wah, wah. There's a sense of like, oh no, what have I lost? But the question is really, what have you found? And that is one of the profound insights that I think that we'll begin to gain over these next few weeks of the eclipses. Now, this is a really interesting week, but I want you to remember that underpinning the foundation, we've been in this beautiful flow with Saturn, which is newly in Pisces, right? Early degrees. And Saturn's going to be at 4 degrees all week, actually for like almost the next 2 weeks. And that gives it a perfect trine to the South Node in Scorpio and a beautiful sextile over to the North Node in Taurus. And so look at those areas of life for you. What in Scorpio do you need to let go of, release? Where is it there but it somehow connects to this strength, the Saturnian strength in the Pisces area of life? And then there's just a little kiss of blessing from that Taurus area of life too. And so when things get difficult this week, really try to find the goodness in those types of energies. All right. Now, another thing that will happen this week, besides an eclipse in at 29 Aries, right? The second new moon in Aries. We also have Mercury retrograding this week. But we also have Mercury getting pretty close to Uranus this week. She kind of gets up there and it's like, I'll catch you later. Uranus is around 17 degrees and Mercury is going to retrograde at 15. But do keep your synchronicity goggles on, because when Mercury is close to Uranus, there could be sudden information, understandings, downloads, shocking kinds of things. But look for the freeing aspect of it. Look for the liberation aspect of it, because that's where Uranus really helps us. And there could be some really challenging technological issues as well. Keep in mind that Mercury went into the shadow zone on the 6th, and I don't know, I've my technology things, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. My technology things have been pretty good, but boy, old friends and things from the past have been coming up and coming out. Some very welcome and exciting, and others giving me pause, right? So whatever it is in that Taurus area of life that you're going to have to reconsider, rethink, redo, reimagine, reconstruct, or repair, begin to keep your eyes open for those things. All right, let's hop into the week. We start off the week with a Pisces moon. And this Pisces moon, it's going to send a really nice energy to Uranus, which is sweet. So I like that kind of for a really intuitive kind of day. It's going to be touching Neptune as well. So really go with the intuition, but watch if you're sensitive to medicines, or, you wouldn't want to drink too much, or, take any kind of pills. You be a little careful. You're going to be really sensitive on this day. And it's also going to sextile the Pluto in Aquarius. So I really like this for like finding an inspiration of choosing a direction, right? Now then, on the 18th, the moon is going to move into Aries, and Jupiter's in Aries, and Aries moon, I have a natal Aries moon, bless my heart. Big feelings, right? Big feelings, explosive feelings. So make sure you're keeping things somewhat moderate and calm on Tuesday. That moon is going to square Mars in Cancer. So instead of lashing out, think about how you can use that Saturn in Pisces to really like kind of lock in that, sensitivity, but serious sensitivity. I like that kind of understanding of that. On the 20th, we have the sun moving into the sign of Taurus. So happy solar return, my fellow bulls. But this is also the day of the eclipse. It's at 29 degrees, 49 minutes of Aries. So keep in mind, there's only 60 minutes in the sign. So it's at the very, very tail end of Aries. All right. And any kind of solar eclipse is always a new moon. But this is not a time for big manifestation or audacious intention setting. This is a little bit more of a, you know, I've planted these seeds, I've created these desires, and let's see what begins to bear fruit so that I can prune the tree or plant more in that direction, right? So just keep chill. It's at 12:13 a.m. So basically it's kind of Wednesday into Thursday, but you're going to be feeling it. I really feel like you'll start feeling it Tuesday, and it's going to ripple out for a while. Eclipses have a lot of powerful energy, and you may wish to look back because this is the beginning of about a 18-month cycle where we're going to have our eclipses in Aries and Libra. And you'll want to look back about 19 years to see what this cycle brings for you, right? We're wrapping up this Taurus-Scorpio axis, right? Because the nodes are getting ready to switch signs. And so this is our little welcome to this new 19-year cycle. And like I said, it's going to last about 18 months, but let's just feel into that because really make sure that you're journaling. And again, you may wish to go back 19 years and see what was happening for you and see how there might be some new beginnings coming from this. Again, back to that, could be that 10 of Swords kind of feeling like, oh, wow, this is crashing to a finish because this has to get going, right? All right. So now when this moon, it's like at the tail end of Aries, right? And as soon as it gets it to 0 degrees, it's going to square Pluto. All right. So both the sun and the moon squaring Pluto for an eclipse, there could be some really difficult energy, power struggles, darkness, heaviness. I definitely think this is a white light shields up moon because of this square. But keep in mind, then it will also begin later in the week to pick up a positive flow. The sun will pick up a positive flow with the Saturn. So Pluto will break it apart and Saturn will show us how to put it back together. All right. On the 21st, we have Mercury stationing retrograde at 15 degrees in the sign of Taurus. So know where mid-Taurus is for you. It is our first retrograde of the year. And so, you know, think of it being, you know, like I said, co-present with the Uranus too. And so there could be some rumblings, some shocking events. That Mercury does send a really nice energy to the Neptune and Pisces. So a little bit more of a, let's be intuitive. You have to be practical, but also intuitive. And that practicality is going to be tested, right? With the retrograde, you got to re. So look for that inspiration, right? Especially because we still have that beautiful flow between Saturn and the nodes in Pisces. All right. And then we finish up the week with Mars in Cancer beginning to pick up a square to the Chiron in Aries. I really feel like this is, I mean, we've been through this whole Chiron Aries, like, healing kind of process for the last few months, and this Mars square is just going to apply pressure to that and say, hey, are there any other things that you need to take action on in order to heal yourself, see yourself as whole, experience your independence in a way where you're just, you know, you really feel confident about who you are. And you know, even if you have broken bits, we all have broken bits. You have to come to terms with those things and not live from that part of you that feels broken, like you know, an injured animal in the corner, and instead say, yeah, well, you know, that's my defect. we all have these things, these wounds, and you know, some of them can really become our superpowers. So I feel like the Mars in Cancer is going to begin to test that as we get to the end of the week and really put pressure on it the following week. We've got a Gemini moon on the 22nd. It's going to send beautiful beams of energy to Pluto. I love it. It's going to square the Saturn on the 23rd. Not so great, right? Everything's going through the Pluto-Saturn gauntlet. You know, a blessing from one and a challenge from the other. And then we also have the moon and Venus are going to meet up in Gemini. Remember, Venus went into Gemini last week. So a little more fun, a little more flirty, you know, and moon Venus will be very social. Just avoid gossip. That's one of the shadows of those two coming together in Gemini. There is also a really nice Mercury in Taurus sextile to Mars in Cancer from the retrograde. And so sparks of insight may occur on the 23rd as well. All right, well, welcome to your challenging, you know, just challenging eclipse season. Be change adept, be anti-fragile. I do hope you've subscribed to my newsletter. I have a lot of, it's just packed with lots of information for this new moon, a little bit more detail than I'm able to give here. If not, hop on the website, subscribe. I promise, no, I only send one email a month to people who subscribe. The membership gets more information, but anyways. All right, let's check out the tarot, see what it has to say about managing this mischief. Hello, my dear friends. Let us look at the tarot for the week of March 17th. March. I just said March. I'm stuck in March. I don't know about you. I don't know where April's going. Keep going, keep going. All right. April 17th, eclipse week. Pretty interesting astrology. Mercury retrograding. What is the Lotus Tarot have to say for the collective? All right. So we start out with the past, right? So where are we coming from? We're coming from Queen of Wands. So this is an indication that we've taken some action. We've taken some responsibility. We've initiated some things, and we are feeling like it's up to us to take care of business. All right. Now, the present you, what's going on with you, is Ace of Pentacles. You got this new thing you got to get going, and it's not like an idea. It's like an actual action that you need to take. It has to do with securing your resources. It has to do with making sure that you have the money, the food, all those like basics of life, right? So it's taking practical steps in order to start something new. And the environment is, you know, you gotta try to stay balanced. Not too much, not too little. It's a time to really be attentive and balanced in your decisions. Now, as this all comes together, look at the Six of Wands. It's like, hey, again, people are really seeing you. They're seeing your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your wisdom, what it is that you have to offer, right? So that means people come to you, right? Whether it's new job opportunities or someone seeking advice, or whatever. Key card of the future, Queen of Cups. All right, so it is key. There is a feminine energy that is intuitive. She's a healer. She's a helper. It's very much kind of like a water sign female even. Could be on her way, or this could be you. All right. And then, the two variations are Six of Cups, so something from the past coming forward. Makes sense. Retrograde, right? Oh, and then we got Temperance. All right. So being balanced, being moderate, being calm, being, patient, and bringing the opposites together to create something new. Near future key card, Wheel of Fortune. Karmic shit be going down, okay? I mean, just you have to kind of watch the things tumble either together or apart and realize that it's kind of like that which you have sown you shall reap. It shouldn't be too shocking, but it's just like, oh, okay, now I see. All right, well, what are the modifiers for this? The modifiers are Knight of Pentacles. All right, so this is over on the Six of Cups side. This is, again, initiation, taking action. I have an idea and I want to do something about it. A concrete, actual thing in the world. Other option, Eight of Pentacles. You've been working on something and you are getting more information, more skills, more talents, more abilities. Paired with Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Emperor, large and in charge. This is somebody who is really, who isn't doing the work. It's like they're doing the planning, they're doing the directing. The buck stops with them, right? Paired with Eight of Pentacles, we have the Devil. All right, so the Devil card's always interesting to get. It'll be interesting to see what the other clarification cards are on this one. But the Devil can be addiction. The Devil can be obsession. The Devil can be details, right? The Devil in the details. So over here on the Six of Cups side, the Magician. What you worry about? You got it. On the Temperance side, Ten of Cups. Positive home experiences, safety, abundance in the home. Very nice, very nice. With the Magician, some conflict. All right, there might be some internal disagreements here. It could be outer or inner. And then we've got, yikes, Seven of Swords. So this is an indicator of theft, something being taken from you, a loss of in some way. Interesting different ways that this could go down, right? So here you are, right? The Queen of Cups, the healer, or experiencing healing or intuitive decisions. On the one side, you've got this thing that comes from the past, right? Could be a person from the past, an idea from the past, but it's something that makes you feel pretty excited about it. You see the karmic implications of it, right? You're aware of the karmic implications. You start moving in that direction, and you really are willing to take responsibility and be in charge. It will be great. It will work out. You have everything you need, but it doesn't mean there's not going to be some conflict. It doesn't mean that everyone's going to agree with you. It doesn't mean you won't have moments of questioning yourself. And so you have to watch. Don't escalate this. It's a 5, right? It's balanced in the middle. You can either make this worse or make it better. So tone it down. On the other side, right, from the Queen of Cups, we have Temperance. The balance, one of balance, of healing, right? Here comes the karmic implications of you're studying, you're preparing, but maybe there's something going on that you're distracted. You feel like you're distraction. Yeah, I feel like that's what this is really talking about. The Devil is like, you're not focused, you're not honing in, you're not doing the work. And, here's this ideal that you have, that you want, and you can achieve it, but boy, it can be taken away from you. So be careful, be cautious. I would say this is even like, just be cautious who you trust, be cautious who you spend time with, be cautious of your surroundings. Yeah, so a challenging week, a challenging eclipse. White light shields up. I'll see you next week.